46. I'll be watching it from Crunchyroll's website, and I will be starting my reaction from the 1 minute and 34-second mark. And 1-0 go. Alright, I'm pumped up for this. Gotta admit, that is just utter savagery right there. But you know what I like about this though? If Hero can actually get through this, this will be his most epic one he's ever had. Because this would be the first time, if he does win, he takes on someone, well, only having one defense left while his opposition actually has 30 defense. Finally, we're actually seeing his bond with Rowan actually helping out and actually guide him. Because he's here showing that that match against Rowan was more than just something to get him out of the dream world, but it's actually going to assist him at the new moment too. Huh. You don't look happy anymore. Which good. I hope the father keeps on seething like that. Oh boy. I wonder what's up with Woody remark. Hero's father's gonna have a this time. Ha Wouldn't it be a stalemate then with both of the creatures being disturbed, but then that opens up the leader to, well, at least Hero's father's leader to actually be attacked though. Because yeah, I had a feeling that he wouldn't just make his creature just attack just because. Yo, the phone looks like he's living through a nightmare right now. I have a feeling Hero's gonna. I mean, Hero's got some pretty strong cards in the on the floor. As long as his father doesn't draw any defense or break. I mean, hey, it's possible if it's still the effect on the card's description, though. So that's where the father's wrong here. Yes! That's the first time we've seen one of the losers in the Shadowverse matches actually be blown back and still land on their feet. I wonder, did he give him like a new card in his deck? Oh. At least they gave Hero something instead of actually just taking the L. I wouldn't be surprised with that. Huh. You know what? It's finally nice to get to see his perspective at the very least. And I kind of like the message here too, because even though, yes, it's fine and dandy to try to do things on your own, you're better off usually going for help if it can at least help speed things along. So I think it's good in its own way. I just hope that for the sake of the series narrative, the friends actually end up doing something, though, because that's the only. That's been the only downside of Shadowverse. Yes, they give Hero enough moments, but what about the 6 others who worked hard to get their own legendary cards? Because if it's just Hero getting to utilize his epic cards in the most epic moments in the series, and it's gonna make a lot of build-up episodes gone in the series feel like a waste of time. That's really the only downside I'm feeling from this series, and it's a major one. Considering this series emphasizes the friendship aspect a lot. Nexus. It's probably gonna be Nexus possessing Asagi's. Oh, guess I was wrong on that. Or I could still be right. I'm actually surprised no one really put it together. Okay, so I guess I wasn't wrong. But I'm surprised Hero took it that long to put it together, because even I was able to recognize that was his own mother just off of the character design and the physical features. Oh, that evil son of a bitch. So that means he was probably expecting her to actually lose against his own father then. And actually surprised me one bit that I knew was that all this was actually going to happen. Whoa! Okay, that is just absolutely dirty right there. I mean, knowing this series, I doubt they're gonna actually dye the mother's heart. So I'm assuming, at least I would hope for his sake, he's only absorbing the mother into his essence. And you know, it makes sense that Leon would be the antagonist, considering the fact that it wouldn't feel so heroic if someone was constantly trying to convince a child to put themselves as a sacrifice eventually. So I guess if you break it down, it does make sense why Leon would be the main antagonist of the series. Oh snap! So they finally straight up announced that this is gonna be the last shot. Oh shit! The only thing I kind of wish in the series it would have done is I wish it would have shown off some feats for. Wait, I thought there was gonna be like the big mansion. It's already skipping through a good portion of it with Leon having 19 defense and you're already having 18 defense, and both of them already having multiple monsters on the board. I guess going by this probably is not going to be the last one, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being another Shadowverse match after this. Okay, what an absolute sadist right there. Oh, so he's one of those kinds of antagonists, where he's got the thoughts of sacrificing multiple people in order to force the world to evolve. Kind of reminds me of the singularity thing from Evangelion, where some of the antagonists wanted the consciousness of all the people in the world to combine into one. But with there'd be no more individuality though if that were to happen. Yeah, exactly. Kind of reminds me of a mix of that and also Madara's goal from the Naruto series where he wanted to put everyone in an illusionary world so that it'd be, at the very least, peaceful. The thing about that is, though, if you have everyone's consciousness together as one, or if you lock everyone up, it ain't gonna be a solution that people work towards. It's just gonna be something gift wrapped towards them. Talk about playing the absolute long game, though. Damn, the design is pretty solid. That character design, it looks good. I'm surprised they actually drew all that detail. The only thing I kind of wish about this episode, about this series, though, I kind of wish they would have given Leon more build-up, because in a lot of anime, card game-based animes that have a main antagonist, they usually have the main antagonist take on some of the allies of the protagonist to give him some feats. Here, we've only really seen Leon ever duel against Hero, and that's about it. So that's why I feel like this episode's a little bit rushed. Oh. Well, that explains why he had Hero and the others go for the legendary cards then. Okay, at least we saw him actually try to actually make his own legendary cards. It's pretty fucked up, though, like, him erasing Maru thinking that... And then having Maru think that he legitimately had love from Leon. That was, like, absolutely freaking cruel. Talk about a man with zero shame. Okay, I do like how that episode where Maru was controlled was more than just shits and giggles then. Actually gave Leon the means to actually doing all this. Gotta give the episode credit for that. It's actually doing a great job of making everything come together pretty nicely. Oh, and that's okay. Now that is just going too far. You would think that he would just settle for just using him, but not even referring to Maru as a person. What the hell? I wonder what type of upbringing is going on now to be that messed up in the mind. Jeez. I wouldn't say that that applies to all people though. Unless he means figurative cards as say some things like external stimuli that affect people, which in that case I guess if he does that comparison, then there's a comparison that would actually fit in pretty well. Yeah, it looks like he's about to go kill Ken on his ass right now with the way that aura's coming out. And this is actually what I love, like whenever a hero operates on anger. I have to word to see him this pissed off. And I like how he also one-ups the card that Leon used previously, because his only allowed him to draw one card and Heroes allowed him to draw two cards. While also getting the same amount of defense too. Thankfully, though, Hero does have experience against Leon's deck, so he's not going in completely blind. Oh shit, it's that card again. But this time, though, Hero has a stronger deck, so he should be able to deal with Leon's deck, provided Hero draws the right cards at the right time. Jeez! I mean, thankfully, the card that he lost happened to be a weak one. Okay, that is just absolutely batshit broken right there. I love the way he's absolutely teasing him. And the thing is, if Hero utilizes that, he would just summon a weak ass monster too. It wouldn't be anything that would be that useful for him. Hmm. Oh, hey, he still utilized the card. I'm assuming here they're gonna show us creative reason as to why he got rid of the. Oh shit. Okay, they actually did a great job of justifying why he didn't want to use the Bless Not. I mean, he still utilized his power though by discarding the Bless My main card though. I'm assuming the one where shit went south. That's my guess. Oh, this evil son of a bitch! I wonder how he knew. Okay, you know what, Leon? I was just hoping to get defeated, but I hope they kill him. Man, fuck this fool. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Leon kills puppies or right before going on morning strolls with the amount of evil radiating from his soul. To have so much edge from him. Oh yeah, that they actually haven't shown him utilized shadow influence cards yet. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, when the moment they showed off the dark blue aura, I was like, yeah, it's definitely gotta be a shadow card. Because that's what I didn't take into consideration. Yes, he already beat Leon, but he didn't beat him while he was utilizing shadow-based cards. I wonder if a card like this actually exists in the Shadowverse game, or it's just only a anime-only card. Or if it does exist, it's a card with like a different kind of effect. Because that feels like it's too broken to be allowed in an actual trading card game. Talk about the audacity. Aside from it causing the disaster that occurred between Asagi and Iji, he also has the audacity to call himself a god. But you know what? I actually like this. It does make Lance a hateable, irredeemable sack of shit, so I welcome it, actually. It makes him a much more interesting antagonist. Now, if I were to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm definitely going to give it a 9.25 out of 10. I thought it was pretty damn good. Was it rushed at the end, at the start? You know what? No, I'll bump it up to a 9.5 out of 10. I think it deserves that much. Only thing keeping it from a 10 out of 10, really, is just them already jumping into the Shadowverse match without it showing off the first few battle phases. That's the only downside about the episode. But other than that, I love how it finally mentioned why things ended up being a disaster since the start of the series. And I love how it finally showed off that the girl that was helping out all the others was actually the heart of Asagi at the very least. So it finally puts all the other episodes into perspective. Well, yes, I would have loved to have seen Hiro actually figure it out for himself, because even I was able to figure that out. And it's not like she looks so different that it wasn't obvious, because it was. I still like that little plot on. I just wish they would have had Hiro be a little bit smarter in the episode and him figuring it out solo. A lot of the preview sounds absolutely epic too. Yeah, the animation looks amazing. That's definitely gonna be Iji helping out his son, because I don't think that hand can be anyone else's. So yeah, that's why I really love this episode. It finally explained the backstory for Shadowverse. You at least see Rowan actually give some emotional support towards Hiro instead of just being there. So that was another thing I found really darn cool about this episode. And in addition to all this, something else that I also really loved about this Shadowverse episode, I do like how for this one, you do make some good plot progression between Leon and Hiro's mech, because at the very least, it's developed into the second phase of Leon now turning all of his cards into shadow cards at the very least. So that's another thing I really like about this episode, because it makes the episode filled with a lot of suspense and tension. And I was hoping they would do that, because the match would have ended without Leon utilizing some of his strongest cards or any new cards. Then it would feel like the victory for Hiro's going to be assured, guaranteed a bit too much. At least here, even though, yes, inevitably Hiro's going to win because he's the main protect, at the very least now there'll be at least a little bit more uncertainty in his victory. And that's what I like about this series, because even though, yes, the main characters are plot armored, at least they're doing a good job of keeping up the illusion that there's a chance that they might win. And that's why I dug it from the story standpoint, despite its rushing. Although I do have to mention one reservation, though. I don't like the fact that going this deeply into the series, and it looks like Maru, Lucia, Kai, Momori, Kazuki, and the other one, it just looks like none of Hiro's friends are going to matter for jack shit in the last few episodes. And that's a dang shame, because it just makes me wonder, what the hell? Oh, and Maru. It just makes me wonder what the hell was the point of all the other 6 getting the legendary cards, if really the only one we were going to see utilized a lot was going to be Hiro's main legendary card, and that's about it. I bet you what they're going to do in the last episode, they're probably going to have the others not utilize their cards in game, but they're going to have them utilize their cards out of game to take on whatever type of evil the Shadow has left for the Trio of Woe. And that's how they're going to end up saving the world. And if that's how they utilize it, that specific plot elements and the finishing stretch, and that's going to be a little bit disappointing. And that's really the potential downside I see with the series. But with it rushing towards its finishing stretch, it didn't really have enough time to flesh out the others. Except for Alice and Lucia. But it's like the other four mains, the more quote unquote mains, that really didn't get much characterization. And that's a damn shame. Where in the series it has like 7 mains and it developed less than half of them. So in the long run, that's gonna hamper the rewatchability of the series. But aside from that, though, I'm gonna expand more on that once the series ends, though, when I do my overview. But for now, I do like what the episode provided, but that's the type of stuff I can't ignore, though. So, and I want to bring it up now so that going in when the last episode of the series actually airs, y'all at least know my rationale as to my issues with the series. Now, in saying that, I do like it from a character standpoint. Actually seeing Hiro enraged when he hears that Mara was being utilized like a tool was a badass scene right there. And on top of that, I do like character development for Iji, where he straight up just chooses to go with what his son wants to do after he gets defeated by him. I thought that was nice, and that was a humbling moment for Iji straight up, and I thought that was a nice touching moment. So there were some nice emotional moments in the episode. And then that scene where where Asaki protected Hiro was actually really darn sweet, seeing her act with maternally instincts like that. At least it makes her a little bit more of a memorable character. Because aside from seeing her actually guide all the others and getting out of the illusionary dream state, I like how the episode also shows off, to an extent, her actually having an active role in making sure that her son doesn't fall in bigger danger. And that's why I thought there was some nice emotional character moments. And I love the characterization for Leon too, because even though he's an evil sack of shit, it does make him into a pretty dang interesting antagonist. That's why I thought the episode did pretty darn nice from a character standpoint, if you ask me. And the animation artwork were actually really darn beautiful. Especially with the visuals near the end of Iji versus Hiro. Or when Hiro is getting enraged towards Leon. Scenes like that really were captivating. And that's why I feel that the episode was praiseworthy from a visual standpoint. Now though, right before I go, I'd also like to give praise to the local performances. I thought Hiro's voice actor did a great job, and especially Leon's voice actor. Oh, and I also have to mention, but I love the characterization for Leon too. Just seeing how he always had ill intentions from the start of the series makes him a really darn interesting antagonist, because it makes this match between Hiro and Leon much more emotional, just knowing that he was the one that caused the Zangi's mother to be captured, and he was the one that caused the agony that Ichi's suffering towards. And that's why I liked what this episode did from a character standpoint. It at least makes Leon into an engaging antagonist, at least by Shadowverse standards. And that's what I thought the episode was worthy of a 9.5 out of 10. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. I would love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, subscribe if you do not want to miss my Shadowverse episode 47 reaction. And I hope y'all have a great, safe, and fantastic day. And thank y'all so much for watching my video, everyone. Bye-bye.